Right now, you'll never get. I'm walking right now down the streets of Dallas, Texas. Here, man, what streets they are! This is a city of innovation and entrepreneurship. And you may be asking, Brad, what are you doing in some place like Texas? I mean, that is not the ocean side of California. That is not your bungalow up in the Rockies. That is not your Swiss chalet, and it's not my home in the tropics in Tahiti. No, you're correct. I'm not here because I live here, because that would be horrible. I'm here because I'm about to close one of the biggest business deals of the Brad Johnson industries that's ever been. So yeah, this is big stuff. I am going to go sit down with a potential angel investor. Now, he's not an actual angel. He is, in fact, a Texas tycoon of business, and just my network is amazing. So I was able to get a one-on-one meeting with him. He was gonna come to my place, but then I don't know, something happened, and he was like, "Well, you should come here." And I was like, "Well, fine. I do have my private jet, so not a big deal." But his place is a bit far from the airport for my liking. However, got here, so the Uber for some reason dropped me off a couple blocks before, so that's why I'm walking instead of pulling up my Uber Black XL like I usually do. So wow, that is a tall building. Hey, I'm podcasting here. You can't honk at me. I have a way nicer car than you. I have more than one way nicer car than you have. Some people. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna go and pitch to him, winning Liquefied. Okay. I'm sure we'll get into the bit of the story and stuff of why I'm pitching to him. Winning Liquefied was just cruising along just fine. We had a minor setback. And so it's time to try and get some investing in it, because I think with the right investors, we could take this thing so far. So speaking of which, if you want to be an investor of Winning Liquefied, one of the best ways to do that is to support the podcast and just go to anchor.fm/Brad-Johnson-show and click on support the podcast, and that will help me be able to produce the Winning Liquefied that the world needs. Because let's face it, this isn't a business venture for me. This is a business thing that I am doing that is venturing across the world to help people drink things that is good for them. So that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, I'm going to talk to Mr. Austin James, which is, I'm super stoked. This guy, like I said, tycoon, and I don't even know what that word means, but it is a big deal when it comes to Texas things and business and stuff. So yeah, here's the building. This is, yeah, all right. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to keep the mic rolling during the meeting. He doesn't need to know that it's rolling necessarily. But yeah, so just want to give you guys how to pitch a multi-billion-dollar business like Winning Liquefied to a multi-billion-dollar investor like Austin James, who is the Texas tycoon in business. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna I think he's up in the penthouse, so bit of an elevator ride here coming up. Enjoy this, people. You're about to witness how a real winner closes a multi-billion-dollar investment deal from another person. Seriously, do you mind? The Brad Johnson Show. I'm turning losers like you into winners like me. You're about to enter the winning zone. Hello, Mr. James. I'm Brad Johnson. This is me here. Nice to meet you.
Brad, hey, so nice to meet you there, man. Thank you for coming down to the big Lone Star State. Really, really, really appreciate you coming here, man. You know me, I'm a big Texas investor tycoon. Hey, Marge, go over there and get Brad some cactus juice here. You like cactus juice there, Brad?
Thank you. I don't know that I've had it before. It kind of looks like kombucha type stuff.
Hey, that's right. Let me tell you something. If you don't have hair on your chest, you will now. And if you already do, it'll split in two or three cases. Makes you a man down here in Texas, Brad. Makes you a man. All right.
That's delicious.
So what can I do you for? What kind of questions you have for me?
Mr. James, it's just such an honor. Let me first say, an honor to be here, and for you to have me here as well. I think the honor would kind of go both ways. I feel like I'm kind of getting that type of vibe from you. You seem like a real, like my kind of guy, just a real go-getter. I had some of my VAs do some research on your bio, and I was just, wow. I mean, it was almost almost like looking in the mirror as far as your accomplishments and stuff.
Let me tell you, Brad. Look, I looked at your bio too, right? See, the way I see it here,
Oh,
you're a winner, man. I know a winner when I see one.
oh,
You're a winner. It's in your DNA.
mm,
I see how you
yeah.
how you work with them VAs. I still don't know what a VA is, or I guess I'm a little bit old school. But you're in control, man. You're in control, and I tell you, I gotta love that. I gotta love that. We're like two peas in a pod, Brad. We sure are. And man, I got a ton of businesses,
I
and I got twice as much property, and I tell you, I think we have an opportunity to do some business here.
All right. Well, let's get right into this. Yeah. So I worked up this whole presentation and stuff. I think you're really going to be blown away. Yeah. I just got to say though, first of all, what you did with a porto rig. Wow. First of all, wow. And the hat boot caddy, like that was next level. I mean, it like I said, it's almost like looking in a mirror as far as your thing. And I love your slogan. That's man, you got it on the wall right there. It was on the door as I came in. I mean, that's branding. I totally feel that we're just gonna
Well,
nail
Brad,
this
I tell you,
together.
man, everybody means what they say down here in Texas. And every one of my employees, they know this by heart. And if they don't, I make them run around the ranches 50 times until they do it. And that's the slogan. If you can't swim with the big fish, go to wading pond where you belong. That's the slogan. And man, it's funny you
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
You bring it
Oh
is
man.
it is, and we mean that. We mean that to the bottom of our hearts down here in the Lone Star State. And it's
Hmm.
it's a good point that you brought up about the hat boot caddy and that porter rig. I think those two are genius. We got a little testing problem with the steer
Hmm.
line there a little bit, but just to give you a little background there, Brad, on these investments here, man.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Porter rig is very simple, right? It's simple. You take an oil rig because I got
Okay.
tons of oil rigs on my 50 ranches and out in the Gulf. So
Hmm.
you take an oil rig and you
Yeah.
combine it with a porta potty. All right. And here's the reason why, Brad. I got a ton
Wow.
of businesses. Like I said, a ton of businesses and twice as much property. I'm drilling for
Yeah.
oil every day. I
Uh-huh.
can't afford my men to stop drilling and take a potty
Uh-huh.
break. Time is money, Brad. Time is money.
Uh, yeah, that totally makes sense, and I think probably environmentally too. You can kind of offset some of the yeah. That wow. Okay, that's great. I love it. Yeah, it sounds like something that I would come up with. Honestly,
Hey,
yeah.
these are major breakthrough investments. They're going to revolutionize not only Texas but the whole world. So, see, you got Texas and you got everybody else,
Wow.
right? So, we develop in Texas, we test in Texas, we deploy in Texas, and then we send it out to what we call everybody else, right? This hat boot caddy, the hat boot caddy,
Mm.
man, that is an investment that if you didn't get in on the early front, then you are far behind and you missed the boat. Now, listen, here in Texas, we love our
Well,
hats, we love our boots. There's no place to wear your hat, lay your hats and boots at night. When you put the hat on a chair, somebody sits on it, gets all mush. Then you put the boots on the bed,
mm.
and dang
Oh
dog
man.
chews on the leather. You find the hat, you can't find the boots, and you find the boots, you can't find the dang hat. It's horrible. So the caddy keeps them together.
Oh yeah. I feel that way about. Yeah, I feel that way about some of my cars. It's like I can find the keys to the Lamborghini, but there's the McLaren.
You,
It's
you
like,
know,
yeah, I totally get what you're
That's
saying.
right. And speaking of them Lambos, them Lamborghinis, I've been looking at them because Austin James
Mm.
likes to go fast. How much they talking for them Lamborghinis?
Oh man, tons of money, which is not a big deal. Just yeah, very expensive, very expensive. I actually have some sponsorship deals where I have them paying me actually to drive their car. Just the exposure that they get from a celebrity like me, which is actually part of what I wanted to talk to you about as far as our potential business interactions with Winning Liquefied. So yeah, are you ready to get into this? I'm so excited to tell you about Winning Liquefied and this amazing
Let me tell you
opportunity that
here,
you have.
Brad. This winning liquefied, right? This here winning liquefied. I
Mm,
love the name
mhm,
of it. It has a nice ring to it. It says winning, and that's me, and that's Texas, and that's you.
Yeah,
So
right
I'm
on the
I'm a
bottle.
big fan. All
Well,
right, I'm a big fan, and
yeah, mostly it's
I
me.
got thousands of oil workers, like I said, and I got to
Mm,
keep them hydrated. Now, I really really want to see this work,
hmm
Brad, but I have a concern here. I have a concern. I got to be honest with you. Here's my concern. I'm gonna put all the cards on the table.
okay.
Last I heard, your people
Are we playing cards?
went decide to forego the container testing and load up a truck with a bunch of cases. And
Well,
there's water exploding out the back of the truck all over some poor farmer's
well,
field. What happened there, Brad? And whatever came out of that? How'd you come out of that?
well, okay. What, okay, so Austin, let me tell. Okay, so a big mistake. It was more of a clerical error than anything else. Really, what happened was, so some of the people doing the things, they were like, hey, what about this? And I was like, you guys, do your thing. And they were like, okay. And I was like, oh, well, great, and handle it. And they were like, what? And then I didn't
Brad,
hear the what. That was the problem
okay,
right
okay.
there. That was the
Hmm.
issue. I didn't hear the what. So then they moved forward, and the testing happened, and or didn't happen. I didn't know because they didn't tell me. That was on them. And I was like, cool, let's do this. And because Ozzy, I'm a go getter. Okay, I don't let things get in my way. Little things like testing stuff like, I mean, it's just full steam ahead, right? If you're gonna get to Winning Town on the train, and you got to go full steam ahead. So, in the truck, it kind of, all the containers kind of let loose, and it ended up like the truck was wobbling, and so he went and opened the back, and it washed him away. I mean, he got a little road burn, but he was fine. He was
Mm,
fine.
mm,
It broke
mm.
his phone as well, but he didn't have insurance on his phone either, which was ridiculous. But washed a couple cars away. The farmer's field, I remember it was like rutabagas or something like that. It's like, okay, farmer, first of all, nobody cares about rutabagas. Second of all, I did you a favor by irrigating your lawn. So yeah, that whole thing went to court, and so I, my lawyers, they screwed it up
Hmm.
majorly. Okay, you probably know all about the lawyer thing.
I sure do. I sure do.
Yeah.
And Brad, I tell you, man, it's sure hard to find good help these days, ain't it?
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah, I look at
Mm,
this. I look at this situation, Us, and I'm the victim, really. I got hit with
mm,
the $1.2 million fine for ruining that farmer's crop, but like I said, it wasn't my fault. I'm sure that rutabaga, it was on his last leg before the winning liquefied got there. Okay, I can tell you that for sure. And second of all, my lawyers didn't do their job. I mean, what are they there for if it's not to get you off of things, right? So
that's
yeah,
right. That's right.
it was a whole debacle. Totally not my fault. And Winning Liquefied as a brand has stayed just as strong through the entire thing because I am. They call me they call me the king of PR. So I mean, I was able to spin that like crazy, like a top, basically. Like the top of a top was just spinning so fast, so hard. And
Mm,
so
mm.
we're good. We're good.
Mhm. Man, I
Yeah.
tell you there, Brad. I appreciate you telling me that and being straight up honest with me now there,
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
I like the name and I like the message of the water. And like I
hmm
said, I got men that need to be hydrated,
Yeah.
and I tell you. When I was thinking about investing, then I heard about this story. It had me nervous, Brad. It had me shaking like a
Oh.
seal in a shark pit, and so
Well.
I wanted to talk to you about it a little bit and see how can you convince me that we got the reinforcements and the property quality and testing of these containers so this don't happen again? Because look, Brad, I want to invest in winning liquefied. I really, really do. But
I
I
know
can't
you do.
have bottles exploding all over my oil fields, Brad, because oil and water don't mix. Oil and water don't mix, and I can't even take
Yeah.
a case home because if it leaks in the kitchen, Mama Austin, she's gonna be madder than a bull grazing in the parking lot, and I
Uh,
can't have that. Happy wife, happy life, right there, Brad.
yes. Yes, totally. Okay, so let me just calm your fears here, Oz. What we're looking at here with the winning liquefied 2.0. Okay, let me get out my my infographic here. So as you can
Yeah, sure.
see, this was winning liquefied 1.0. Okay, and that has a
Hmm.
big X through it because we're not
Gotcha.
doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, this
Right.
is winning
Right.
liquefied 2.0, and you can
Hmm.
see in this picture here that the container is beautiful. Isn't that
Hmm.
that's one of the
Oh,
most
that is
beautiful
quite nice.
water
That's quite
containers
nice. Yeah.
I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Okay, so yeah, as
Hmm.
you know, this was done in partnership with Sky, my health partner guy who does some co-hosting and stuff.
Yeah. I heard the
And
sky. I heard the sky. Hmm.
yeah, one of his big things is that he didn't want to have the all that bad plastic and stuff. So basically what we did is we have taken it's not technically plastic technically but it is made of plastic materials, but we've combined that with recycled paper and also recycled tires, and those put together have made, I mean, this thing, like, you could drop this off a building, us like
Hmm.
we're in your building right now, and they I have some sample things. Let me just grab these.
Hmm.
Yeah. Can you open that window?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Get this.
let me just throw this out. And
There we go.
I'm just
There
gonna,
we go.
okay, yeah, I'm just gonna dump this whole case out, okay? And
All right.
I'll bet you $100 right now. I'll bet you 1,000. I'll bet you a Lamborghini, us. These are
Mm.
going to survive this fall, okay? What? How many stories up are we? I mean, this is
About 40, 47. 47, Brad.
yeah, nothing, okay? So okay, here we go. Here we go.
All right.
Off out the window they go.
All right.
Wow, it takes them a long time. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
dang.
So back to the infographic here.
Well,
We've got the
Brad, I gotta tell you, I see a little boy in a scooter. Look like that scooter helmet didn't help him too much with that. But that dang bottle bounced higher than a
ah
gnat on a horseback.
uh, yeah. It's oh, he'll be fine. But the bottles are fine right there, as you can see. So yeah, that's the kind of
Mm.
manufacturing that we're talking about. And the best thing about this, Os, is that using these recycled materials, we are able to cut costs by 737%.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm not
Seven
kidding you.
hundred and 30%.
I ran the numbers myself, and so
Brad,
they call me
Brad,
the numbers king.
Brad, them numbers. Now you're speaking my language, Brad. Now you're speaking
I
my
thought it might
language,
be.
man. I tell
Yeah.
you, yeah, that's we talking numbers, and those numbers you
Uh,
crunch, that's prettier than a stitch saddle. It sure is.
yeah.
It's prettier than a
Uh,
stitch saddle. So,
uh,
uh, well, Brad, I tell you
oh.
what, you got me convinced. You got me convinced. I'm ready to get on board and make this winter liquefied happen. I'm gonna have some
oh.
happy oil workers out there. The
Oh
happier
yes.
they are, the
Yes.
hydrated they are, the more oil they're gonna make
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Oh yeah.
And man, I got a quick question for you. By the way, this is just a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
off to the side question. What's
Yes,
what's
sir.
what's 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 with this hashtag stuff you be saying? I hear you go around saying the hashtag. What's a hashtag?
You don't know what a hashtag is?
No, I guess I guess I don't. I mean,
How can you not know what a hashtag is?
well,
That's
I, well, I,
this is hurting my brain.
it might be, Brad. I tell you, but see, here's the thing. See, here's the thing. I don't. Uh, I'm not a young buck. You see, I hear these young bucks going around saying hashtag this, hashtagging that, and but see, I'm old school. I'm old school. While y'all going around hashtagging, you know what I'm doing, Brad?
uh, uh, getting your saddle stitched.
Cash tagging, Brad. I'm cash
Oh,
tagging. That's right. When I'm out there
gotcha.
doing business, I'm tagging my cash like I tag
Wow.
my cattle on one of my 50 ranches. That what I told you about the
I like it.
hat
I
boot
like it.
caddy.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I told you about the hat boot caddy?
Yes.
Cash
Yes.
tag.
Uh.
And the porter rig,
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah.
porter rig, Brad.
It's
Cash tag.
hashtag. Hashtag. Yes.
Cash tag.
Mm.
Now that
Uh,
steer line, well, we got to rethink that one there. And we tested that last month. The wind blew the clothes plumb off the horns of one of my dang steer. Had to go to
Mm.
the bathroom, you see, and well, we'll just say it wasn't a pretty sight. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, but I'm out there cash tagging,
Yeah.
Brad. That's the whole point.
So you actually, yeah, you have to interact with these animals.
I got 50 ranches, Brad. I got to interact with
Uh-huh.
them. They make me money
Yeah.
just like my oil men on the oil fields.
Yeah, I get okay. Yeah. So speaking of the oil fields, I just want to kind of cast a vision for you here, Oz, as you're investing in winning liquefied. Just what you're really getting. Just imagine for me for a second. Let's
All
just
right,
close our eyes.
all
Okay,
right,
let's envision
all
this.
right.
Let's envision this. The oil fields. It's hot. It's dusty. They're
Mm.
they're working hard, making you money, but they don't have anything to drink. They're they're thirsty, Us. They don't know what to do. And then out of the distance, a cloud of dust, and here comes one of the new Tesla trucks, just cruising down silently the desert. And in the back of the Tesla truck is a giant case of winning liquefied. And then on it, it says, it has your brand in small font next to my brand, and those people see that and they're like, wow, this came from Brad Johnson and also Austin James, but mostly Brad Johnson. And they're so excited. They're hydrated. And then they get back to work and make you more money. How does that sound, Oz? That's,
I see that, Brad. I see that.
yeah,
I see
you
it
see
very
that.
clear in my mind now. I
Uh-huh.
see it very clear in my mind. They're happy. They see the
They're
Tesla truck.
dancing for joy.
Mm.
Dancing for joy.
And,
Yes.
and then I crack that whip and tell them, get back to work. I got oil to make.
Uh,
Time is money.
yes. Yeah, of course. Obviously.
Time is money.
Hashtag. Yeah.
Cash
Okay.
tag. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh man,
Yeah.
this
So
is
so
great.
so
Okay, so with it, as far
what's
as the
next here,
check
Brad?
goes, the check I think is the biggest
That's
thing.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Sorry. So let me get my checkbook right here. I'll get
Okay.
this
Yes.
out right here.
All right.
And is this made out to your name personally or
BJS Enterprises.
BJS Enterprises?
BJS and
Okay.
Brad Johnson Show Enterprises. Yes,
Brad Johnson
that
Show
is the company.
Enterprises.
You know,
Okay.
corporate structure and stuff. I am the CEO and
Gotcha.
CFO and
And
COO,
all right, I see that
CLO
back
as well,
there. CLO,
CMO. Yeah,
CMO,
all those.
CIO.
Yeah. You might
Okay,
be
a lot of C's
EIO as
there you
well.
got there, Bryant. A lot of
Well,
C's there, man.
yeah.
And so
And
let me
having a
ask you.
C is actually an A.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's right, that's right. But let me ask you a question here while I finish out this check right quick, Brad. Uh, I've tuned in. I've tuned into your show, and that's how I caught wind to how much of a winner you are,
Mm.
and how much you are such a go getter. Remind me
I
of
call it the winter
myself.
wind. Yes.
The winner win.
The winter wind just blowing through your sails and
Nice.
moving
The
your
the,
boat.
the
Yeah.
winter wind. I like that. I
hmm
like that.
hmm
And you remind me of a big city version of myself, Brad. And
Well,
I guess you have a pretty solid staff and crew that you that depend on you to keep the boat moving. Is that right?
yeah, they definitely depend on me. You know, I'd like to say that I depend on them, but that's definitely not the case.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I understand what that's like. Believe me, good help's hard to find these days. That's for
Tell me
sure,
about it.
man. Now,
Yeah.
now, that James, what's the story of that James Kirkland there guy, man?
Oh
He
man.
when I listen to him, he seems pretty sharp there. Yeah, I mean, he's a go getter too. I
Well,
mean,
you
he
know.
he throws himself in there and introduce himself, and let the whole world
Yeah,
know who he is,
it's
and
really
he's got
annoying.
your back. That's
Mm,
yeah, that
yeah.
James there, I
Well,
gotta tell you, man, he's sharp. He's sharp.
well.
That boy's sharper than a butter knife on a pile of spoons. Yes, he is.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I'd compare him more to a spoon, particularly
Mm.
in this instance. But yeah, so yeah, you can do a lot of things with a spoon, definitely. They do have
Mhm.
their uses. I wouldn't live my life without a spoon. But at the same time, like I'm not going to be putting that spoon on my wall. Okay, that belongs in the drawer. Okay, or in my bowl of soup or my bowl of cashew milk ice cream. Okay, something like that. So that's kind of my opinion on spoons.
Well, that makes a lot of sense there, Brad. But let's say, okay,
Yeah,
we
it really
got a
does.
drawer. We got a drawer over here. Okay, the drawer
Hmm.
says Brad Johnson. We got a
Yeah.
drawer over here, and the drawer says Austin James, big Texan investor.
Hmm.
AJ Shark, unlimited, in big bold
Okay.
letters because
Yeah,
Texas is big.
but
Letters are big.
yeah.
Now
Well, I think
James
my label
is
should
a
be a
butter
little
knife
longer.
in that drawer that says Brad
Hmm.
Johnson. So
Or
so
spoon.
as I write this check, what? How about you think about taking that butter knife out of the Brad Johnson drawer and putting that butter knife in
Spoon.
the Austin James drawer, and you go back to your office and ask James Kirkland, how does this new position sound as an offer? James Kirkland,
Hmm.
assistant to the investor. Huh?
Hmm.
Go and think
Yeah.
about it, Brad. Go and think about it. You ain't gotta tell me right
Well,
now. I'm gonna finish writing this check out
well,
here,
yeah.
but but you go
Okay.
ahead
Yeah.
and think about it there, sir.
So here's a thought, Oz. What? How much would that butter knife be worth to you? You can do a lot of things with a butter knife too, even if it is a spoon. I mean, buttering things comes to mind. Um, Cutting butter.
I see where you're
Spreading
going with
butter.
this, Brad. Brad, I see where you're going with
Yeah.
this, and I tell you what, from one
Yeah.
winter to
Yeah.
another,
Hmm.
you drive a hard bargain, partner. You really do. So
Well,
in
I'm really good at that.
good old fashioned Western days, uh, I'm going to write a number on this here piece of paper. All right.
Okay.
And
All
then I'm
right.
going to
Yeah.
turn it around and hand it to you on the other side of the table. You got me?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I just finished writing the check out. So the check's right here, but we can
Okay.
always void that and add a few more zeros, depending on how we make out with this James Kirkland deal. So let me finish writing this here
Yeah.
on this
Yeah. For
paper.
sure. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Turn
Uh
around,
huh. Okay. Yeah.
sliding
Oh
across.
my.
There you go. See about that. See about that. I'm telling you,
Oh
Austin
well.
James, AJ Shark Unlimited. I get what I want.
Wow. Okay, Austin. Man, this has been amazing. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Oh man, I can hardly believe that this is happening right now.
It
Yeah, I
just
think
might, Brad. It just might. Now, in all fairness to
yeah,
James, I want to make sure
uh,
just see what James thinks. I don't want to bring him here against his will because you know what they say when people work against their will, right?
yeah, the whole slavery thing here in Texas, and
They are
yeah, that's
will-less. And we can't
oh
have will-less people working here. Not in the great state of
oh yeah,
Texas. Not in the great
yeah,
state of
definitely.
Texas.
Definitely not anymore.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. All right. Austin, man, this is great. Winning Liquefied, we are ready to go with the bullet. I mean, we are
It's a
going to be
deal, part.
flying.
It's a deal.
All right. Let's shake on that,
All right.
man. Yeah. So, yeah. How much money do you have? My goodness. How about so? This is one of those ideas. I come up with ideas all the time. They call me the idea guy. Well, the idea king often as well. But yeah, so my Airbnbs, okay, completely outdated. Okay, that's like what, 7 years old. I
hmm
mean, forget that.
You got my
This
attention.
is 20. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we are upgrading Airbnbs.
Mm.
So imagine an Airbnb, and I know for you, you probably don't stay in Airbnbs. I own a bunch of Airbnbs, which is the only reason I know about this. Because I mean, I just go and stay in my own homes. I don't stay in somebody else's home. I mean, come on.
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth?
Yeah, give me a break.
hmm
But yeah, so what I've heard though is the breakfast is not required. So it's called an Airbnb, which is air, bed, and breakfast, right? Am I right? That's what it's
Right.
supposed to be. But there's no breakfast.
What's the
So
problem with
Austin, think
that? I
about
mean,
this.
what's going? Why do you name
Think
something like
about
that?
Austin. Listen.
hmm
Okay,
hmm
this is the problem because they take away the breakfast, so now it's just Air B. Okay,
Mm,
what's going to stop them from taking away the other B? Okay, they've already taken away one B.
mm,
It's gone. Say goodbye to that B.
hmm
It's gone.
hmm
Okay, what happens when they take away the other B? Okay, now it's just air.
mm.
All right, what kind of company is that? It's already trademarked by Nike, first of all. Second of all,
That's right.
if you don't have a bed or breakfast, what are you going to do with your life?
That's right.
Okay, so what we're seeing is the crumbling of the Airbnb empire and the rise of the Air, C, and C. See what I did there?
I did.
Yeah, so
did.
it stands for coffee and croissant, which we've done the market research, man. We know that people, they like two things in life when it comes to their life, and that is croissants and coffee. If they have both of those things, they could care less if there's a bed. Heck, they could care less if there's a roof over their head. Okay, so what I'm pitching you on, Austin, is ground level. Okay, Air CNC. What do you say?
Brad, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. I can't start my day without coffee and croissant.
Tell me
I
about
just can't. It's the number one priority when I get to for the bed. And man, like I said, I got my hand in a lot of businesses, everything from real estate to oil to restaurants. And now I want to dabble in the hospitality service, right? I'm going to dabble in that hospitality service.
Do.
Yes, I do. And there's a lot of tourism in this great Lone Star state of Texas, Brad. A lot of tourism. And there's a lot of development going on throughout this great state. And I could see Air CNCs happening. I can see them Air CNCs happening all over this great state. I'm telling you, all over the great state. Yes, sir. And how about we talk about a little slice of pie, maybe franchisee agreement.
How about my people get with your people, and we will work this out because Air CNC, like I said, this is ground level. This is ground floor. Like you're not even on the first floor. This is ground level. So, oh man, Austin, I am so excited about this. As you know. You people would say, I think we're stuck together like a dog on a cactus right now.
That's exactly right, Brad. This is the start of a beautiful friendship, a good partnership. I look forward to doing business with you furthermore in the future. And I'm gonna get you down here for a little longer time than just to talk business, Brad. We're gonna ride some rodeos. We're gonna get you on a bull. When we get you on that bull, man, we're gonna record it. We're gonna do it live on your show. We'll do it live on your show with Brad Johnson on a bull and watch you and your winningness overtake that bull, Brad.
Definitely, I would be able to handle that without a problem. Not to worry at all about that. Okay, awesome. Austin, James, thanks for the check. I'm going to go talk to James, and we're going to figure this out. And Air CNC all the way. Oh, man. Here's to winning and hashtag winnerliness.
And hashtag cash tag, Brad.
That too. Give me some of that cactus juice.
That's right. And last thing, while you're choking on that cactus juice, it's good stuff, ain't it? It's good stuff.
Not like anything I've ever tasted before.
My people get on the phone with your people, and we'll talk more about this Air CNC. And then I want to be on the phone with James Kirkland in no longer than 1 week to talk about all the amenities that he will have as assistant to the investor.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll see where that goes. With that kind of money that we're talking about, anything can happen, James. Anything can happen. All right. Well, thanks so much. I'll just show myself out here, and you guys validate.
Oh yeah. Thanks a lot for coming down there, Brad. Hey, Gina, get help Brad downstairs. He's a little wobbly from the cactus juice. To-go cup. Yeah, give him to-go cup. He wants a to-go cup to go with cactus juice. Yeah, Uber's waiting for him downstairs. All right. Thanks, Gina. Thanks a lot, Brad.
You've just listened to an episode of Awesomeness. Now, go out and spread the awesomeness and help others fix the mess that is their life and help them stop being a loser and start winning in business, health, and their personal life by getting them to listen to The Brad Johnson Show. Book your face, tweet your tweets, and Insta your grams at Brad Johnson Show. The Brad Johnson Show. Winners only.